Hey guys, Rochelle here with Amethyst Ascension. If you are new here, welcome, and if you are returning, thank you so much for joining me again. So today I am doing my end of July reflections, my July reflections. Looking back on everything that for the most part, that I did in July with my journals and stuff. This is just my regular journal. You know, just showing you the basic stuff. That's all I like for that. So this time I'm going to go into some of the shows and books and all that stuff to begin with. And then I will get onto like the decks that I worked with and showing you my tarot journal and my Decan walk and all that good stuff. So the shows that we have been watching and enjoying in July were Jack Ryan. We're still watching that one. We're on the last season of that one. My husband and I are watching it together. The Witcher, I have watched up to as far as has been released. I don't know how I feel about, Witcher coming back with a different, with Henry not being in it anymore. We'll see. I might try to watch it, but we'll see. Because I love him as the Witcher. Picard, oh my gosh, that was so good. We finished, my husband and I watched that. We used to watch together when we were a younger couple, 30 some years ago, Next Generation, and loved it. And my husband's father really loved Star Trek. I've always loved Star Trek. I can remember from the time I was a kid watching the original season, or the original Star Trek itself, and just absolutely loving it. A lot of that I watched in reruns and stuff, but the Enterprise, the Next Generation, we watched that one when they would come out, and then we watched also, what was it, Discovery and Deep Space Nine, and all of them. I think there was maybe one that we didn't really like, but so anyways, when that ended, my husband said to me, because I thought it ended so good, Picard ended so good, and I'm not going to give it away for anybody that hasn't watched it, but it was just almost a tearjerker. It was like a very, very nostalgic moment. And my husband said to me, he goes, my dad really would have loved that. And his dad passed in 2012. And I thought, yeah. And I'd like to think that he could see it from the other side. You know what I mean? That they were sitting around with their popcorn watching it also. Strange New Worlds. I love that one too. We are very much enjoying that. And we've been watching that from the very beginning. Foundation is another one that I've watched on, is it Apple? Or is it, I think it's Apple maybe. But that's really good. It's like a sci-fi, futuristic, timeline jumping, different planets that are involved, and interruptions in the timeline where it's causing massive problems for the galaxy, and I don't think that these are Earth-based. These are other solar system or whatever. But it's really, really good. But it's really kind of strange too, because there's what are they called? The Empire. And they're clones of each other. They download consciousness into newer, younger clones. So there's three of the Empire, three guys. One is the older version, one is the middle version. It's kind of the main control, and then one is the younger version. It's just weird. And they're the ones that are supposed to be in control of everything, and they have special powers, and they have these protections around their body. So if anybody that is trying to harm them, they have a force field around them. It's just wild. So that one's really good. So books, I finished A Witch in Time. That was really good. I will try to put a picture of the book and who it's from, because I can't remember. It's on, I had it on, I listened to it on Audible, so I don't remember who it is, but I did grab a picture, so I'll try to remember to put that on the screen. The Highland Witch. Well, just to go back, The Witch in Time is about a woman that goes on a date with this guy, and it was a setup, like a blind date, and he makes a remark like, "Oh, you don't remember me yet, do ya?" And that started a chain reaction where she started having these dreams, or when she would black out, she would have these visions of her previous lives. Well, it first started with one life, and there were several lives that she started remembering. And this guy was in every single one of her lives, as well as her husband, who she was divorcing in this one. They were like in some sort of time curse that was brought about by one of the lifetimes, the very first lifetime that started this this cycle of, you know, like a curse and working through this stuff. Her mother didn't realize when she was doing it that that's what she did. But this woman is a witch, and she has different powers, and these powers come back differently and stronger with every lifetime. And anyways, it was just really good. Really, really good. The next book that I'm almost done with, I probably got like, I don't know, 4 hours left of it. And that's called The Highland Witch. That is really freaking sad. It is written so well. I'll also put a picture on it. I don't remember. It'll show the name of the author, you know, on the screen. But that one, gosh, man, it's about a woman who's like telling her story and seeing her mother be hung, and now she is a prisoner, and she's telling her story to a priest or preacher or somebody that's coming to get her story or talk to her or whatever, because she's on trial for being a witch, and they're planning on burning her. So she's telling her story in it. And there's just parts of it that are so sad. It just, I mean, definitely teared me up. So I do recommend that as well. I haven't finished it yet. A Walk Through the Forest of Souls. That is, I'm about chapter 8 or so. I'm a little over halfway through the book, and it's really good. We're reading that with, and I will put that on the screen too. We're reading that in the Lisa Pepez membership in the book club, and it's really good. I'm very much enjoying it. It's an easy read, so yes, and I highly recommend it. The Self-Worth Path, that's Lisa's book, Lisa Pepez. We're still reading through that, and her membership as well. Very good, very empowering. Highly recommend. She does exercises with it each month, and it's just a really good, healthy practice to be in, and I recommend it to anybody. And I'll also put a picture of that. I think all of these books you can get on Amazon, and I'll be putting a link for all of them down below for you, okay? And then the other one that I'm reading is The Ancient Giants Who Ruled America. I'll also put it on the screen so that you can see it. I don't remember. I'm so bad at the authors' names. I always get them, you know, I forget them. I do know that A Walk Through the Forest of Souls, that's Rachel Pollack, the late, great Rachel Pollack. Now, that book, I believe, was first written and copywritten in 2002, and now this is a releasing through Wiser Books, I think, in 2023. It's just really good. So the Decan books that I am still reading through for each Decan is The 36 Secrets, Tarot and Astrology, Journaling, the Tarot Evolutions, and there are a couple other books that I have here. One is Astrology for Yourself by Blash and George, and let me see if I can pull these out. I got a bunch of stuff on them. Oops. Let me just move these aside really quick. Because for the Decans, I'm also reading Astrology Books. So here's one, the only astrology book you'll ever need. This is wonderful. It goes through like the different houses, and it goes through the different planets and what it means to have that planet in that sign, which is essentially what the Decans are all about, but from not looking from the tarot aspect, but actually looking from astrology aspect. And I think that that's important because this shows the combining of astrology mixed in with the tarot. I think that's the more accurate, in my opinion, way of looking into it. The other one, this is the other one. This is the one, Journaling the Tarot Evolutions. I mean, this is the one that I use, and I'll show it in my journal. But this is one hefty mama jama. You know what I'm saying? It is a big, wonderful book by formerly Andy Matzner. That's what you're going to find it under, but now Drea Bloom. It is so wonderful, and I use that with every single Decan. But another one, this is what helped me learn astrology a lot, is this workbook, Astrology for Yourself, a workbook for personal transformation. And in the beginning, I was writing in it, and then decided to stop writing in it and see, like, that. And then, which I shouldn't have. I should get another one of these so that I can just make copies and use the worksheets, because it is an invaluable. This is such a good book for learning the basics and beyond for astrology, not just for yourself, but also for other people. Now, this is based on Western astrology, and I practice true sidereal, but everything that you learn in Western astrology, you can incorporate into true sidereal. They're not that far off. So there's those books. Now, there's a couple other books also, but they're on this. Where are they? What are they in? Let's see if I can. Where is it? Where is it? That I'm also reading, which I got to get caught up on, actually. Where is it? Where is it? This one, The Sun's Paces. Sorry. So this is The Sun's Paces. It's called 36 Hymns for the Decans of the Zodiac, which is really good. And then the other one is Astrological Secrets of the Decans, which is really good. So lots of information in those two books. And they were both part of the Unlimited that you can get for free. So if you have Kindle Unlimited, you know, get those. So here we go. It's a little better. Okay, so YouTube highlights. One of those is One Tarot Card by Ramon over at Moon Scarab. I really enjoyed that, and I've enjoyed watching other people's, when I can, their VRs to that. The Mid-Year Tarot Check-In by Chanel over at Spirited Stardust. Super fun. I am starting to see other people doing it, which I am happy to see. I do think that it is a wonderful tag to kind of like check in half of the way, half through the year, and then at the end of the year, kind of touch base. My Magical YouTube Journey by Starlight the Wild Witch. I hope I said that correctly. I think that's the new name of her channel. That was a really good tag, and I just seen some new ones drop from other ones. I try to remember to go back, but sometimes it's not so easy when I have like a million things I'm doing. And then Wanderlust Decks, that was by my good friend Rhiannon, and that was such a fun tag to do, and I added a few myself, prompts into that. So projects, well, I will try to take a picture of the new cabinet that I got. It's not a new cabinet. It's one that we had in our living room because we are getting a fish tank. And, well, we got the fish tank. We're still in the process of setting it up, but it's a 55-gallon fish tank. And we thought that this would work with it, but it won't, because the 55-gallon fish tank is going to be roughly like 650, 700 pounds. So we needed to get a special cabinet. So because of that, I brought this cabinet down into my witchy room, and my other cabinet that I had covered by a drop cloth, or not a drop cloth, but a drapery, or whatever you want to call it, a cloth, a tablecloth, that is now down in the basement. I'm going to use that for more storage down in my little like sewing area. So anyways, I will try to take a picture of that and show you. And it also created more space for me for tarot decks. So I'll show that to you as well, because I've got, I'm reorganizing some of my tarot and stuff. So I also did the story time. It's a new series that I started. I've got more ideas for more that are going to be coming very soon. It's just a matter of putting it in, because I've got other things that I'm doing as well. So finding the right, time to put those into my video releases. And then the other thing that I did was the massive digital organizer, which is, so I'm using two of them. One is for the study. So you know that I also had started the Greek mythology study group. And so I'm using the first one for the Greek mythology study group. Our first one is Zeus that we're doing. So I'm going to be filling up these pages with information about Zeus, his conquest, his children, yada, 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 his mythology. And so that's how I'm going to be using this particular organizer. So then the next one, when we do, let's say, Norse mythology and study those pantheons, and then also Egyptian and maybe what's the word I'm looking, Hinduism, looking for all that pantheon. Who knows? The sky is the limit. We can learn whatever we want. We could take on different systems and learn that, and I can put it all in here and easily then track it to 36 different categories for each. So I'm really happy with making this particular journal. And not only am I using it for the study, but I'm also using it for my deck collection. I am going to be adding, which I already showed, this is what I showed in the actual video for this, is showing how I'm going to be housing all of my tarot decks. And this goes up to 500 and some tarot decks. And because these are copyable, you just make another copy and you can put deck organizer 2, deck organizer 1. So if you have more than 500 and some decks, you can start a whole new one. So, or you can track what you do every year, however you want to do it. One for tarot collection, one for oracle collection. You could do a database of all of your books. You can do categories for your books. You could use this for like recipes. If you want a recipe book that has 16 different category pages, like so, and then 34, I think it is, links off of each one of those, and then each one of those has pages that you can extend to it. So you can take pictures of the dishes, put them in there, put little like index cards. You can decorate it however you want, because these are all technically blank like that. You fill it in with your own stuff. So really it is, the sky is the limit. So I was really happy about creating that and finishing it and putting it out. So those were the major projects in July. So the favorite decks. I'll get back to the favorite decks, okay? Let's go to my tarot journal. So I do monthly moon membership. This is what I send out to my members. I do true sidereal astrology if you're brand new here, which is the actual viewable sky. So, you know, let's say for instance, which I haven't done it yet, but just a couple of days ago, we had the full moon, and Western astrology said it was in Aquarius, but it's actually only 8 degrees into Capricorn. So, you know, that's true sidereal. And I have it set up for the following month, but anyways. So these are all of the readings that I did around the full moon, the last quarter moon, and I actually print out the charts myself. These are charts that I do, that I run, and then, you know, I mark where it's actually at in the sky. The date, what the significance of that particular time period is, and then that's what I always do. How I need to embrace this energy, what I need to release right now, and advice from Grandmother Moon. It's what I do with each and every moon phase. Simple, but to the point. It lets me know, keeps me on track. So now let's do the Decan walk. So I believe that the first one, no, wrong. Whoops. The first one, I believe, was, let's see, no, was Cancer 1. I'm sorry, Cancer 2, which was July 2nd. So it's the second Decan of Cancer, which you know because I am a true sidereal astrologist, that I have to. Check the sun, where the sun truly is, or where Mercury truly is, because it says Mercury in Cancer. This is not why I am doing the Decan walk. I'm doing the Decan walk for the layering of it onto the tarot. However, this is to show that our sun and Mercury were both in Gemini at this time, not Cancer. So this is where I take out of the, what's it called? Journaling the Tarot Evolutions. These are questions for the Three of Cups. So how are you honoring positive developments in your life? These are all questions that you can ask yourself, or you can journal about, because it was in this particular book that I showed you. It's a fabulous book. It's massive. So I do that with every Decan. And this particular Decan, I also did, let me see if I can make this a little bit smaller. There we go. I also did an extra spread, which I'll show you. But then this is out of the Radiant Sun, the information about Mercury in Cancer, what that means. Then the spread, this is the wonderful spread that Marlena made for Cancer 2. I thought it was really good. However, I have my own feelings. The Three of Cups is a strong deck for me, or I mean a strong card for me. It has a lot of meaning, so I wanted to do my own spread, which I did release in the Amethyst Ascension family group for anybody that was interested, and it's called the Three of Cups spread. Oops. See. And really, you can use it at any time. It doesn't have to be just during this particular. It's about sisterhood and friendship and stuff like that. And I thought it was beautiful. Well, I created it, but I created it using these prompts. So then we get on to the third decan of Cancer, which was July 12th through July 21st, and it's the moon in Cancer. We see the moon was actually in Aries, and the sun still in Gemini, not in Cancer, because I practice the true sidereal astrology. They do not match up. It doesn't even truly match up with Western astrology. My idea of a system, which I need to do a whole video on that, which I will, so I'm not going to bring it up here. But it was the Four of Cups, Lord of Luxury. Many look at that like, well, I'll just read it to you. Let's see. I do not see the Four of Cups as a boredom card. I see it as a self-love card because it is a foundational four. And with it being the moon in Cancer, I see this card as a time of nurturing the self via choosing to guard our own emotions with that crab-like shell, taking on only what we can, because it is also a time of great psychic abilities. A time of, because Cancer rules, or the moon rules Cancer, right? So a time of actually being able to hear the thoughts and emotions of your family and close friends, or anyone that breaks through your self-love shell. I do not think that the person in the card is not realizing the cup being handed to them. They are choosing whether or not it is worth it to give it any attention because of what they know already. The sign of Cancer is very psychic, and with the moon being in its own sign, it truly is an expansion of that ability. So is the person bored or oblivious to the cup being handed? Nope. They are selective in their interactions. They choose peace and calm for themselves. They choose stillness for self-growth. That's how I see the Four of Cups, Lord of Luxury, third decan of Cancer. And then we have more, and I was using the Fountain Tarot. The Fountain Tarot felt very Cancerian to me. What no longer makes you happy? What do you think that is? Who or what are you trying to avoid, and why? These are the things out of the book. Who is ignoring you? How does that make you feel? How are you taking time to just sit with your feelings? What long repressed feeling is it finally time for you to connect with, and why? In what area of your life are you being stubborn? Why? What are the costs and benefits of your stubbornness? What or who is it time to quit? Why would doing so benefit your mental and emotional health? How are you feeling appreciated in your life? Is there an area in your life where you wish you were more appreciated? What area of your life do you feel that you should be giving more? What area of your life do you feel like you give too much of yourself? In what area of your life are you holding back, and why? What would it look like and feel like for you to stop doing that? What message has your soul been trying to send you? How receptive have you been to it? If you haven't been receptive, what is getting in the way? These are all questions that are asked in the book that I was just talking about from Drea Bloom, formerly Andy Matzner. Wonderful. I highly recommend it, even if you're not doing the Deacon Walk. If you want to do a deep dive into the tarot and do journaling, I'm telling you, that is your book. So then this is the write-up from the Oracle of the Radiant Sun for the moon in Cancer. Moon being security, Cancer being nurturing attachment. This is astrologically based, which I like. It's not just about tarot. It's about how this astrological layer is being put onto the tarot for that card. This was the spread that Marlena had created for the moon in Cancer, Cancer 3. And I use the Fountain Tarot. I just brought it over here. This was my reading. Thought it was really good. And then we go into Leo. We are currently in Leo. We just went into the second decan of Leo. But, so a little bit, even though we're not in Leo season, even though it says we're in Leo season, we're truly still in Cancer for a little bit longer. Leo is a fixed fire and masculine sign ruled by the sun and corresponds to the 5th house. When they are in balance, they are known for being self-assured, dynamic, powerful, confident, radiant, commanding, impressive, majestic, dignified, regal, royal, honorable, proud, thrives on appreciation, a leader, courageous, loyal, creative, self-expressive, dramatic, generous, playful, romantic, and loving. When they are out of balance, they are also known to be prideful, self-centered, vain, selfish, arrogant, overbearing, snobbish, and egocentric. The Leo decans begin on July 22nd and go through August 22nd and include Saturn, Jupiter, and Mars as the planetary influences. The 5th house in astrology is associated with creativity, self-expression, and romance. It is all about, because the 5th house is based off of Leo, right? The decans of Leo. Or Leo is based off of, no. The 5th house is based off of like the characteristics and desires and stuff like that of Leo. That portion of the solar system. So the 5th house in astrology is associated with creativity, self-expression, and romance. It is all about the fun side of you, the things that you do for play when the work is completed. This is the house where your interests, playmates, and hobbies can be found. A house of joy, but also can be a house of speculation and gambling. The 5th house is also said to be a lucky house. The cards that fall under this sign are the 5, 6, and 7 of Wands. So the 5, 6, and 7 are the 3 of Wands, are the 3 decans of Leo. And I find that it's important that we bring this in, or for myself to bring this in, so that I understand what also is layered on top of the 5, 6, and 7 of Wands is all this. And then we go into 5 of Wands, Lord of Strife, first decan of Leo begins. And that was July 22nd. And that took us to August 1st. And as you can see, Sun is in Cancer, not Leo, at the time that this begins, right? And Saturn is over here in Aquarius. And where are you? Where's Aquarius? Right here. Right here, Saturn. So these are not the true energies. So the Lord of Strife, this feels so much like explosive creative energy that leads to change and then success and then defense. Leo, the lion, or lust, doesn't want to be contained. However, if it didn't blow off some steam and just have fun in the 4 of Wands, it is faced with this eruption that can come on so quickly. If this energy is handled properly, it can lead to a wonderful explosion of creativity and expression. However, if handled unsuccessfully, it can lead to overexpressing to a point of causing friction with others because of the stubborn characteristics of the Leo and the strict demeanor of Saturn. That is just not budging either. These two forces can choose to work together or butt heads, which can cause a volcanic eruption. This energy can lead to creative expression or arguments and conflict. Understanding this energy is pivotal in learning how to harness it to our own benefit. So that's what I wrote about the 5 of Wands. And some of the questions out of the Journaling the Tarot Evolutions book are: who or what is competing for your attention? How does that make you feel? What are you going to do about it? How has your creative energy been manifesting itself lately? Are you happy with how things are going? Is there anything that you need to do to manage that energy in a more productive way? How clear are you when it comes to what your most important creative priority should be. What must you do in order to gain that clarity? What other creative projects should you put on the back burner in order to achieve your goal? Traditionally, what has been your favorite way to sabotage yourself? How are you currently sabotaging yourself? Why does this make sense? And how might you prevent that from happening again? What is out of harmony in your life? How did that happen? How might you begin to reharmonize things? In what area of your life are you struggling? Why do you think that is? What is your next step? So these are all questions. I'm not reading them all. These are all questions that we can ask ourselves in the Five of Wands, Saturn and Leo, second decan, or first decan. Yeah, first decan of Leo. And then here we are with the Saturn and Leo. Saturn being ambition, Leo being creative self-expression out of the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. Here is the spread that Marlena created. Awesome freaking spread for the Leo one. Questions like, what am I striving towards? What restricts me? Another perspective to consider. A boundary I can set. Release this anxiety and shine here. So I did that, and then I added one more to clarify, and it clarified for me. And I just made it smaller and wrote up what I thought it meant. And now we just started the second decan of Leo yesterday, but I haven't started it yet. I will be soon, but it's supposed to be Jupiter in Leo, right? We're still technically in Cancer. Sun is in Cancer, 15 degrees as of yesterday. And Jupiter is in Aries. So I have done no more. I've got to fill all that in. So that's my decan information. And the majority of the decks that I used with my decan walk that felt very Leo to me for this one was the She-Wolf Tarot. This feels like very beautiful, self-empowering. Look at me, kind of Leo energy. You know, this feels very beautiful female, lioness, Leo energy. Nudity alert, by the way. And the other deck that I paired with that, which I absolutely love, is the modern Nirvana Oracle. And let me show you those really quick. I love this deck so much. Oh my goodness. The cardstock is phenomenal. The book is really good. I love the look of it, and I think it just looks so good with the She-Wolf. Yeah. And then, of course, the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, which you guys have all seen that. Just put these back. Again, I use the She-Wolf. And for, this is the Tabula Mundi. And then the Fountain Tarot, which felt very Cancerian to me. Beautiful. This deck is awesome. So, Okay, so moving on to my tarot journal. And so the monthly medicine that we did over on Dawn Michelle's membership was all about ebb and flow. And these are the different weeks that we were working on, moving through the ebb, being in the flow, balancing the energies and currents of change. So just briefly, this is what my, journal looks like. This is what you can see how it started to change a little bit. With how I was feeling depending on what I was working through at the time. And I just enjoy it. I love this. Practical and grounded in my endeavors am I. Spoken like Yoda. I just had to add that. I loved it. This was a Sunday reading out of Boho Tarot's group on Facebook that she puts on Sundays. And then we did the currents of change, reflections, and these are all the decks that I worked with. So I'm going to show you all of the decks that I worked with. One sec. Okay, sorry, I had to move some stuff out of the way. So the Shimmering Veil Tarot, I really enjoyed working with that, which I did not bring that over here. But you guys know what that one is. The Sirius Tarot, I didn't bring that one over here either. The Flow Tarot, I just showed you. Oh, no, I didn't show you that one. Let me show you. So the Flow Tarot. Okay, so here is the Shimmering Veil Tarot, the Sirius Tarot, and the Flow Tarot. And these were all decks that I used with the monthly medicine, and my gosh, with ebb and flow, they all worked beautifully. Yes, this is an artificial intelligence, an AI created deck. It's the only one I have, or at least that I know of. But I've said when I got it that it felt really ethereal to me. And I do have walkthroughs. I have a walkthrough of this one. I'm not sure if I have walkthroughs of these on my channel. I'll do a walkthrough of this one. But do you see like how, I mean, even that looks really good to me. It was a beautiful practice. And it really pushed my perceptions of what the ebb and flow are. It really did. So anyways, those are 3 of the decks that I really loved working with. Some other decks that I worked with was the Musings of Aphrodite Oracle deck with the Tarot of Aphrodite, both by the same creator, Natasha Fromm. I loved these pairings. I think they're stunning. Great messages. These felt very much like Cancer energy to me. So I use these in some of my full moon readings, and I used it in my Decan walk. So now some of the Oracle decks that I loved and used also within all of my practices this month was the the Healing Spirits Oracle, which is this one, the Sacred Destiny Oracle, which is this one, and this one is the Energetics of Color. I loved all these also. Not necessarily in conjunction with each other, but I think maybe some of them did. Oops. Beautiful. Man. Just absolutely beautiful decks. Wow, look at that. These two look phenomenal together. Phenomenal. This is just like delectable. I just love these. I'm in love with all three of these decks, seriously. Stunning. Look at it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, look at that. Oh, just stunning. So some other decks, Oracle decks that I worked with is this one, which is Whispers of the Ocean Oracle Cards by Angela Hartfield, sorry. And this one is the Sea Soul Journeys Oracle Cards. And this one is the Healing Waters Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. And these are beautiful together. Granted, I probably didn't put them together. I used them in conjunction with the tarot. Different combinations. But it definitely felt like part of this ebb and flow, you know, kind of month. And I think all of these were all brand new decks for me to use with the water practice, more or less. It felt water, star, kind of yin-yang energy for this month's practice. And I did not have a whole lot of, you know, watery decks. So it was a very eye-opening month for me as far as my readings went and working with watery decks. And now I am friggin' hooked. I mean, I love these decks so much. My goodness gracious. Oh, beautiful. Oh, just a couple more for eye candy, guys. My goodness. Look at that. Wow. Just a few more decks that I worked with. Nudity alert. The Red Seeds Oracle, or the Red Seeds Tarot is one that I also worked with. I've showed this before. I do have a full walkthrough. I use this in with the moon practice. And because I have this plus all of my Red Seed Oracles out, because I'm going to be using these in with my Greek mythology studies. So yeah, because this is all based on like the Eleusinian mysteries with Persephone and Demeter and Hades, all that. So I used the Red Seeds Tarot. And another one that I had gotten new, and I don't think I did a walkthrough. I probably should, but of the 1111 Oracle, I don't think I did a walkthrough. I use this also in a few of my readings. This was one of them. I have been somebody that has gotten the synchronicity numbers for, shoot, 20 years. 20 years since I read the Law of Attraction and many of the Sylvia Brown books. I've been getting synchronicities ever since then. I think we all do, but you know, when you pay attention more to something, that's when you start seeing it. Like if you ever played the game like I Spy with My Little Eye, a red car. So like if you're doing like traveling, right? And then all of a sudden you really start noticing all of the red cars around you. Or like a make of a car, or just like playing games like that, right? Then things become into your awareness. Well, that's what happened with synchronicity numbers for me 20 odd years ago, and I've seen them ever since, and they just continue to escalate. So I use this, the 1111 Oracle, same creator, Mandy Peterson, as the Past Life Oracle that I love. Understanding Your Past Life Oracle. So there's that. And there's one more deck that I also worked with towards the end of July. And that is the Solitary Witch by Lucy Cavendish and Lady Victoria. And this deck is so pretty. Oh my goodness gracious, it's so pretty. I love these backs. You don't need anything more than that. That's just, I loves it. Isn't that just stunning? These are gorgeous. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh, wow. So I only got this towards the end of July and used it in, I think, a moon reading. I think that's it. So I will definitely be using this more. For certain. Because it's gorgeous. So that was my tarot practice. My projects. My books. You know, what I'm watching on TV. All that in the month of July. So I will be putting... Look at all the decks that I worked with. That is insane, isn't it? I will be putting a link down below to all of the decks, if they are available, so that you can access them if you are interested. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I am sending you love always. Thank you.